A players in your business and why it's even more important to get rid of your underperformers, because you have no idea how much this is going to cost you. Now, if you think hiring A players is expensive, wait until you keep your underperformers when you hear about today's episode. By the way, just so to clarify, if you're watching this on YouTube and you notice my purple shirt, I am actually on the way to an Olivia Rodrigo concert with my daughter. It says Dad Idea, right? So this isn't my usual choice of attire. If you're listening to this on a podcast or Spotify, just know I am wearing a purple shirt that says Dad Idea, right? Which apparently is a play on words from one of Olivia Rodrigo's songs. So let's get into the importance of hiring A players in your business, all right? A players are extremely proactive. You give them a project and they go and they tackle it, right? They execute on it. They ask for very little direction. Sometimes they'll ask for clarification, but they will take on a project like a bull in a china shop. They will be like a freight train and you can't stop them. Okay, your underperformers, they will come up with procrastination, they'll come up with excuses, they'll come up with problems. They will just move at the speed of frickin' molasses. Can you kill me? And this is a problem in two reasons, all right? Number one, your A players, they will get crap done, right? You give it to them once and they will run. And sure, maybe they'll ask you for some clarification, but they're not gonna bring you a problem without a solution. Hint, hint, all right? A players will occasionally give you roadblocks and they'll share with you some struggles, but they will have 3 solutions in hand. As a matter of fact, one of the rules of my company is if you've got a problem, come to me with 3 solutions and I'll help you work through them. Your B players, your C players, man, they always got an excuse, right? And what they do, something I'm going to talk about, I could write a whole episode on this, is reverse delegation, okay? Reverse delegation. I'm going to get into that in a second, okay? But actually, I'll get into that now. And so your C players, what they do, and sometimes even B players, your underperformers, is they'll run into a problem, and what they will do is they will start to give their work to you, right? I call it hot potato. And they take their hot potato and they throw it at you. Now, what's insane is that many business owners will hire somebody and then they'll start doing the job of the employee. And so not only do they have to do the employee's job, but now they have to manage the employee and pay the employee. Like, this is complete insanity. And by the way, if you're listening to this and you're like, whoa, I feel like my team member gives me a hot potato. They give me their job. They give me their problems, right? This episode is for you. What really helped me is I started to use that term with my team. I'm like, oh, hot potato. And I'm like, you're not giving me your hot potato, all right? So I'm going to give this back to you. And you're going to give me 3 solutions to try to fix this and get this done. And after 30 or 60 or 90 days, you're going to find one of 2 things. You're going to find that they start to handle problems on their own, or they're not a fit and you need to help them move on to their next opportunity. Okay, so I've given you a little glimpse at how to recognize an A player, a superstar versus your underperformers, right? In sales, it comes down to them closing deals, right? Do they close deals? And the word there is consistently, because anyone can close a deal for a month or 2. That's not the problem. The question is, do they throw off cash month after month after month after month after month? And if you've got somebody who's working for you for a couple of years and they're throwing off, 50, 60, 70, 100K a month for multitudes of years, they got a great attitude, they make everyone around them better. Now you've got an A player. If you've got someone who you've got to convince to stay in the business, to stay in sales, to make their calls, to follow up, to follow your procedures, they might be an underperformer. I want to be clear on one thing, is that sometimes you get really, really good salespeople who sometimes are, they're really poor with their administrative skills, but man, oh man, do they know how to close consistently. For those people, I make exceptions. But if they're complaining all the time, they have up months, down months, they always seem like they have some kind of personal crisis that's killing them, I'm going to move on from those people. So let's talk about a little bit about the danger, though, of working with your underperformers. Your underperformers, right, are actually way more expensive. Sometimes you're like, I can't find more A players. Well, the problem is that once you have underperformers on your team, it's like a disease, right? It's an infection, it's a virus, and their underperformance will rub off on your A players, which is very, very, very dangerous, right? Your A players will start to see this, and they'll be like, well, why is he tolerating this? I'm working my tail off, and I'm doing my thing, yet this person's doing this and they're still here. Like, I don't get that. And that's subconscious, right? Sometimes consciously. And now the A players start to succumb. They start to lower the level of their play. Perfect example, when Tom Brady went to the Tampa Bay Bucks, you could see that everybody started to raise their game. He had the opposite effect. But Bill Belichick, if you notice, on the Patriots, he also got rid of all the B players, right? And so if you give it long enough, the underperformers will influence the A players more than the A players will influence the underperformers. And so my advice to you today is, if you've got somebody in your business who you know is underperforming, and you know what I'm talking about, right? Whether it's an administrative role or they're on the phone or they're closing. If you're listening to this, you're like, yeah, I think they're an underperformer. You should have gotten rid of them 6 months ago. Every single time I'm thinking about getting rid of somebody and then I get rid of them, it's like, I knew I should have gotten rid of them 6 months ago. So pull the trigger, make it happen, and now make room. Because once you make room in your organization, then you could go find the A player. I'm going to give you a huge benefit that nobody talks about. Your underperformers and B players, they suck your energy. They will suck the life out of you. They have this vortex. And this vortex, it is too powerful for you to beat. You can't beat the vortex, all right? So you got to get the vortex out of your life. And now once that is gone, it's going to open the door. It's going to prepare the field, like the Bible says, okay? You're going to prepare space for the A players to go and set the standard. And once you have an A player, you're going to be like, oh man, my life is so much easier. Now, I'm going to wrap this video on a couple things, by the way. If you are interested in taking the next level wholesaling assessment, if you go to my website, it's totally free. It's going to rate you in the 4 core areas of your wholesaling business. That is marketing, acquisition, disposition, and accounting. It's totally free, takes 5 minutes, can actually give you a score. It's going to come abundantly clear on what you need to do to take that next step, to get yourself to that next level. Go to nextlevelwholesaling.com and take that score. Now, today is a Wednesday that I'm recording this, and if you look at my shirt, again, I'm going to an Olivia Rodrigo concert on a Wednesday. Right now, it's about 11 o'clock, and I'm able to take today off, but the great thing is that my business is out there generating money today. I've got A players out there on the phone, closing deals, marketing. I got A player joint venture partners. I've got A players managing my mobile home parks. And I got to tell you, it has given me so much freedom. So I hope you enjoyed today's show. I can't wait to hear. Let me know in the comments if you've got an underperformer, and I will talk to you in the next episode.